Good morning, everyone. This is Lisa from So Very Peculiar, and I am here to show you how to make the Samantha square. First, we have some size 4 yarn. This is acrylic. It's just something I had. I'm hoping the color shows up well. I have a size K crochet hook. This is a boy ergonomic hook. I think I got it from Walmart. To begin the Samantha square, we're going to chain 4 and close it to form a ring. You can use a magic ring if you prefer. My crochet students have not learned the magic ring yet, so I'm starting all of my squares off with a chain 4 and a ring because it's something they know how to do. So take your slip knot and chain 4. And you're going to go back into the first chain and do a slip stitch to form a ring. Can you see that? Okay. I like to take my tail as I'm working in the ring and kind of work the tail in so that there's less for me to weave in later. Okay, to do row 1, we're going to chain 2. And then this is just to move you up to the next level. So you're going to pay no attention to the chain from here on out, or to this chain. All right, we're going to create a puff stitch. So you yarn over, you go in the ring, pull up a loop, and pull it up kind of long. You want them all to be the same height. Yarn over, go in the ring, pull up a loop. That's 2. And do this 4 times. So there's 3, and there's 4. And if you count, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops. And you yarn over and pull through all 9. We're going to close the puff. We're going to yarn over, pull through. That's closing the puff, and then we're going to chain 1. Let me get some more yarn here. All right, we're going to do another puff. So yarn over in the ring, pull it up, yarn over in the ring, pull it up, 3 and 4. I'm going to close the puff and chain 1. I'm going to make a total of 6 of these, and if you need to make space, you can just slide them around on the ring and squish them together a little bit. So make number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got our puff, close the puff, chain 1. All right, let's make 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the puff and chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the puff and chain 1, and our last puff. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the puff. Okay, instead of chaining 1, because what I want is, I want to start my next row in between these puffs. And if I chain one and slip stitch over here, then my loop is going to be over here, and that's not where I want it. So we're going to go into the top of this puff stitch where we closed it, pull up a loop, and do a single crochet. Let me take that out and show you again. We're going to do, instead of chaining one and then slip stitching, we're going to do a single crochet stitch to create kind of like a bridge. So you're going to go into the top of the puff, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both. And now see how it kind of puts our loop in the space. Not perfectly in the middle, but it's in the space. Okay, and then we're going to row 2, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go into this space between the next set of puffs, and we're just going to put a slip stitch. And then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Find that next space, slip stitch in there. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. I'm going to go all the way around. 1, 2, 3. And our last one, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to join it. Let me see if you can see it. Instead of going into this space, we're just going to go into where that single crochet is. And slip. Let me pull this out. Oh, trying to make sure you can see this. So you have 6 puffs, 6 chain 3 loops. And now what you can see is each space between a puff has been divided into 2 halves by that slip stitch, okay? So in between each space, you have 2 halves. You have this side and this side. So in the next row, when I'm talking about going into 2 different spaces, it's actually the same space, it's just one half of the space and then the other half of the space. Okay, let me see if I can get this a little closer. Okay. For row 3, we're going to be basically ignoring the double crochets. I mean the chain 3s. We're going to be ignoring these loops. These are just here for decoration. And your goal is to put 3 double crochets into each half. So 3 on this side and then 3 on this side, so that these loops lay in front of your work. These are just decoration. Find my square so I can show you. Oh, that's not Samantha, that's Savannah. Okay. So see, these chain 3 loops are going to sit on top of your work, and you're going to have 3 double crochets on each side. You might be able to see it a little better here. So see, on either side of the puff, in between the 2 slip stitches, you'll have 3 on each side. Just to show you what you're going for. So we're going to chain 2, which counts as your first double crochet here. You're going to fold this. You could fold it forward and find your space, just right here. or you can just go behind those loops and in the space, whichever works for your brain. All right, do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. All right, so now you have 3. Now you're going to find the next puff space, which is right here. This is your next puff space. You're going to bring the chain 3 over so you can get in that space right here. And you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. All right. Oh, well, doggone it. Let me fix that. Put that 3rd double crochet back. Okay. Now we're still in this puff space, but we're going to go on this side of the slip stitch to do our next 3. One, 2, 3. Okay. So now we have 6 double crochets in between these 2 puffs with our slip stitch in between them. So now we're going to move to this one here. And we're going to do 3 on this side of the slip stitch, and then 3 more over here on this side. Okay.
1, 2, 3. I have a little knot in my yarn. And 1, 2. My ball of yarn is coming for me. 3. Move to the next puff space. Get this chain 3 out of the way so I know where I'm going. 1, 2. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but my yarn is squeaky. Go on this side of the slip stitch into the same space. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Move our chain 3 out of the way so we can get to the other side of the slip stitch. Do 3 more. Move to the next space. 1, 2, 3. Getting snug. Alright. Back into this space here on the other side of the slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going back into that first space that we started with, because we started on this side of the slip stitch, so now we have to go onto this side. This is the last spot we have before we close the row. Keeping our chain 3s in the front. 1, 2, 3. And then we're just going to go into the top of our chain 3 and slip. And this is what we have. We have a row of double crochets around a row of puffs with some chain 3s to decorate them and set them apart. There should be, if you count, 36 actual double crochets, counting the chain 2 because that counted as 1. Okay, row 4, which is this row here, okay? You're going to chain 2 and do a puff into the same chain. Skip 1, close it and chain 1, and then do a puff. Okay? Close it, chain 1, skip 1, do a puff. I'll show you what that looks like.
Okay, chain 2. This chain 2 is just to get us to the next level. We're going to go right back into where we were. So let me get some yarn out of my little ball here. I love winding my yarn into a center pull yarn ball, but I tend to do it very tightly at first, so it makes it a little hard to pull the yarn out until it gets going a little bit. Okay, so chain 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, make sure you pull it up as high as your chain is, 2, 3, 4. Close your puff, chain 1, skip 1, and do a puff in the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close your puff, chain 1, skip 1, do a puff in this one. One, 2, 3, 4. Close your puff, chain 1, skip 1, go on the next one. Oh, I'm sliding off the table. Sorry, guys. Okay. See how that's working? All right, I'm going to finish going all the way around, and I'll meet you back here in a minute. Okay, so I've made it all the way back around. I want to show you. Here's the space we skip. We're going to put a puff right here. This is the top of a double crochet, so this is the space we skip. Don't let that confuse you. You do need to do one more puff. So our last puff will be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull it through, close. Okay, and just like we did before, we're going to go into, actually I want to go into the closing stitch on our puff for this and do a single crochet. Because again, we want this to end up, we want our loop in the middle of this space right here. Okay, so there is row 4. Or row 3? No, row 4. You should have 17 puffs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, we should have 18 puffs. I'm going to fix that right now. Okay, so you should have 18 puffs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Excellent. Okay, row 5, row 5 is just like this one here, except we're going to chain 4 instead of chaining 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And slip stitch into the space between the puffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into the space between the puffs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I use all of my fingers when I crochet. I just like to grab it and hold it out of my way. It helps with my tension. 2, 3, 4. I just kind of grab it with my finger. Let me show you on this one real quick what you're doing. What we're doing here is we're making the loops that are going to create our petals. So in here is these chain 4s that you're making. Okay, you're laying the foundation for your pretty flower petals. So I will finish with the chain 4s all the way around and be right back. Okay, I've gone all the way around with my chain 4s. I have one more chain 4 to do. And then just like with the last set of loops, you're going to slip it into the single crochet that you made before, that you made when you started that space. Okay. Row 5B and row 5C. The first time you go around, we're going to be putting our petals on. Okay, so we're going to be working in the chain 4 loops. Once that is done, once row 5B is done and you have your petals, you're going to fold your petals down just like we did down here, and you're going to work in the space on either side of the slip stitches that go between your puffs. Okay, it's just like here, down here, only you're going to work something into these chains first. What we're going to work into the chains is some pretty little petal shapes. And it's going to go like this. You're going to just go right into the chain, into the loop here. Single crochet, half double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, a half double crochet, and a single crochet. See how it makes a little petal shape? Okay. So single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and go through both loops. Half double crochet, yarn over, you put in your hook, bring up a loop, you're going to yarn over and go through all 3. And then 3 double crochets. That's a yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. One more of these. And then back to a half double crochet. It's just like a double crochet, but when you get here, you're going to pull it through all 3 loops, and then you end with a single crochet. Oh, y'all, I missed something. When you finish your petal, you need to slip stitch into the slip stitch between the loops. Forgot my own pattern here for a second. Okay, so half double, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, half double, single, and then I'm just going to go right in here and slip to tack down my little petal. Clear as mud, right? Okay. Single, half double, 3 doubles, half double, single, slip. And now we have 3 little petals. Okay, continue all the way around, and I will come back when I get close to the end. Okay, welcome back. I had a phone call. I'm trying to get the camera back where I had it. Okay, so I've completed all the petals and slipped back into our first little stitch up there. And it's time to go back into the spaces. Okay, maybe you can see this. We have a space between the puffs, split in half by the slip stitch. And we're going to be putting 2 double crochets on each side. So there will be 4 double crochets between each puff, 2 on each side of our slip stitch. Okay, so we're going to chain 2. And this chain, this time, this does not count as a double crochet. Okay, this is just moving us up to the next level, so we're going to ignore it from here on out. All right, you're going to go behind, yarn over, go behind the petal and into that space. So we'll just fold the petal down, get your space, and do 2 double crochets there. And then come to the other side of the puff and do 2 double crochets here. Fold this one down and go to this side of the slip stitch before the next puff and do 2 double crochets there. Other side of the puff before the slip stitch, 2 double crochets here. And you're going to continue this way all the way around. Now, if I am crocheting too fast, there is a function in YouTube at the bottom of the video. There's a little gear. You can actually slow the playback down so that it will play this video in slow motion. Also, if I'm not going fast enough, you might be able to speed it up a little bit. I hope I'm not going too slow. Okay, so see what we get, and then we have our petals that we'll lay on top of it. And that will help us finish our square without having to pin down our petals. So I'm going to finish going back around, and I will see you back here in a bit. And we're back, and I have gone all the way around. I have not closed my row yet. Because we are ignoring this chain, we're going to close it by slipping into the top of the first double crochet. We're ignoring, well, there's our chain 2. We're going to go the top of this double crochet, ignoring our chain, okay? Our chain was just to get us to the next level. So slip right there. And we are ready to go on to row 6. Okay. Row 6 is where we're going to start turning this circle into a square, which means we're going to have single crochets, half doubles, doubles, trebles, corners, and then repeat around. And as the stitches get longer, it's going to start giving it a square shape. So, and we're starting in the middle of a side. I didn't want to start at a corner, so we're going to do half the side, a full side, a full side, a full side, and then the last half, and work it around that way. So just move my little petals out of the way. I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to single crochet in the same stitch. Do 2 more single crochets in the next 2 stitches. In the next 3 stitches, we're going to do half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. In the next 2 stitches, we're going to do double crochets. 1, 2, And then in this next stitch, we're going to do 2 treble crochets.
So yarn over twice, pull up a loop, through 2, through 2, through 2. Yarn over twice, go in the stitch and pull up a loop, yarn over 2, 2, 2. Now we're going to chain 2, and in this stitch, the very next one, we're going to do 2 more trebles. 1, 2. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches, 3 half doubles, 1, 2, 3, and then 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'll show you what it looks like so far. Let me get my petals out of your way. So see, we started up this side, made a corner, and we're going down the other side. Okay? So we did our 6 single crochets. Now we're back to 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets. 1, 2, 2 treble crochets in the same stitch for the first half of our corner. Chain 2 for our corner. 2 treble crochets in the next stitch. This is starting our new side. My petals are on my way. Alright, 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, 3 half doubles. 2, 3, 6 singles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 half doubles. 1, 2, 3. 2 doubles. 1, 2. 2 trebles in the same stitch. 1 and 2. There's the end of that side. Chain 2 for our corner. Oh, treble. 2 trebles into the next stitch. The start of the new side. 2 doubles. 3 halves. 1, 2, 3. 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 half doubles. 1, 2, 3. 2 doubles. My daughter's cat's trying to get in my room. 2 trebles in the same stitch. This is not my favorite hook. Used to be my favorite hook. I have a new favorite hook, but it wasn't the size I needed. 2 more trebles in the next stitch. 2 doubles. If I did my math right. 3 half doubles. 1, 2, 3. We should have 3 single crochets left to do. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to slip into the top of our first single crochet. So let's get this. I know it looks a little wonky. We got a lot going on. Okay, if you spread your petals out, we're still shaping up our square, but this is what you should have. You should have 4 corners. Show you what we're going for. So what you just did is this one. It's going to give this nice little teardrop look in each corner. Okay, for the next round, super easy. We're just doing half double crochets all the way around, and when you get in the corner, you're going to do 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets. Right here, 2, chain 2, 2. And then it's just half double crochets all the way around.
So chain 1, half double crochet right where you are. Oh. I'm going to get you to the corner. This is going to strengthen up these long floppy corners here a little bit. Okay, when you get here, 2 half double crochets in the corner. Chain 2, and then 2 more in this corner, right in that corner space. And your next half double crochet goes right here. It's very easy to see on this row. On the next row it's going to be a little bit harder because the stitch is not as big. I also crochet rather loosely sometimes. Okay, so we're just going to keep going around with 2, 2, and 2 in the corner and a half double crochet in every stitch, and I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back around. I'm going to slip into the top of this half double crochet, and we're going to chain 1 and do the same thing over again. It's just another round of half double crochets with 2, 2, and 2 in the corner. 2 halves, 2 chains, 2 halves in the corner. Chain up, 1, and we're just half double crocheting around again. I will put up the chain counts, the stitch counts. It's in the pattern, but I will put it in the video so you can see to make sure you have the right number of half double crochets on each side. And I'll show you why. Okay, so now we go in here. 1, 2. I'm going to chain 2, do 2 more right here in the corner. But I don't want you to miss this. This here is your first half, the top of your first half double crochet. So you have to make sure you go in that one. Don't miss that one. Your square will get wonky. But you'll get a nice big teardrop, little teardrop, and then a little corner. I'm going to finish that all the way back around and be back in a minute to tie it off. And we're back. I made it all the way around. I slipped into the top of my first half double crochet, and now I need to find my yarn cutter. My handy dandy, my little crochet necklace I made. It's my little clover yarn cutter. I love this. And I like to hide stuff. So I'll probably slip into the next one, pull my tail through and pull it tight. And then I will weave that in a little later on. Let me pull into the back so you don't see him. Okay, he looks a little wonky because they need to be blocked. Lots of stretching and pulling to do the petals, but here you go. And there's the square. take the camera out a little bit so you can see. How's that? There we go. Now, the other yarn that I used, this one was not quite right. This was the first one I made. It actually only has like 17 puffs. Here's one that I did that was in multicolors. You can see what that looks like. And I have one more. I used a variegated yarn, and he kind of came out. I did not pick this yarn. This is probably something that came from a yard sale or something, but I like these old colors. But there you go. Your Samantha block. You will want to pin this down and block it out, steam block it, damp block it. I will be making 7 more to go with this. Or you could just make multiples of this. You could take 4 and make a pillow cover. Or take the 8 blocks when we're done and put them together to make an Afghan, which is what I plan on doing with them. So thank you for downloading the pattern and for making it through to the end of this tutorial. Have a great day, and remember to stay peculiar.